All right, it's a live pre-show. Welcome to the show, everybody. If you're here, if you're hanging out, let us know with a comment. But I was saying, I got a new bookshelf.
I'm a Mario.
Got a new bookshelf, but I still want my license plate in there, so I sort of nailed it to the wall. But I don't know if I like it.
Just in there like that.
I want to move it down a little bit more.
So would this
Is
explain
that better?
why you have
Is
like
that good?
all the
Now we see my desk more, or should I tilt
all
it
your
up maybe a little bit more?
Transformers?
But we can't see your license plate. The whole reason why.
Yeah, I know. It's got my name kind of on it.
Yeah.
We got one person in there. Thanks for hanging out, one person.
Hi,
Share out
yo.
the show. Tell your pals. We're lonely in here.
Yeah.
But man, what a week of stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll just go, sort of normal. But David, you got to set the pace because there was so much fandom news, and then you're throwing this other thing, this Kickstarter at me too, and I'm like, oh God, you want to talk about that too? Yeah. It's a lot. And
food news this week. That's the real key.
Milestone.
That's not news.
Yeah, that's actually like the only non-trailer thing from fandom that I was going to cover.
And you didn't have any images on that.
Though.
No
Huh?
images on that.
Oh well.
Food
You want me to get
news.
some? I can get you like 44 more images.
Oh yeah, food news.
There's no food news this
Damn
week.
it. You dropped the ball again this week.
I didn't
with
drop the
food
ball.
news.
There's no
You
food
did.
news.
You need to have the food.
There's all food
news.
news. You're just not looking hard enough for it.
The food news.
I mean, we could talk about Selena Gomez and this thing she's got on like HBO Max or whatever it is. But
Let's not.
okay.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's a nice
that's a little
teaser.
teaser. Nice little teaser. Oh, nice little teaser.
What is the deal with this song and Snyder?
What do you mean that this song? Oh my God, I'm so over that argument. I've had that argument with 3 different people. What do you mean? What is it with one of the greatest songs ever written?
But he used it in Watchmen.
He used it in one other of the dozen movies he's made.
He definitely has a movie trailer style at this point.
Yeah.
He picks a
I agree
very
with that.
specific
Yeah.
emotional song to play over the
I
events.
mean, I have more to say about James Gunn than I have to say about Snyder at this point.
Man, this guy, he's got all kinds of opinions. I'm hanging out
James
with
didn't show us
Harvey.
shit. He just showed us a bunch of shit we already knew.
Harvey, yeah.
No, there was actually like new footage and stuff that hasn't ever been seen before, and we have like a full
Was
roster.
there footage? I didn't see footage. I just saw.
There wasn't like a trailer, but there was footage of like the making of the movie.
Let's just start the day.
And people are like going ape shit because this is like probably the most comic accurate Harley Quinn on screen.
Let's just start the day.
Okay. So basically, we're gonna try to make an accurate Harley
Some
Quinn
people
on
will
screen.
watch anything, Scarlet.
Oh, Scarlet, we're gonna be talking about you later, girl. Destruction. I hope you read that damn book, Adam.
I did read it. I didn't read that Terminator book. I
thought that was the best one. I thought that
I read
was
like the first 2 pages, and I just.
You're missing out, pal. You're missing out, buddy. Oh, we're just gonna let the music die and let the long logo stay up there for a while. Greetings, geeks!
What's going on, y'all?
Welcome
What's
back
up?
to Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show. I am your co-host Gomer, and with me, as always, my partners in Geek. I don't know, that's stupid. I don't want that to stick.
Geek Crimes.
Adam Normal and AKA David, how's it going? We got Hoosier in the chat. Thank you, Hoosier, for hanging out.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Doing okay.
We're gonna talk fandom. We're gonna talk fandom.
We're gonna talk fandom, but first,
We're gonna talk
we
some
have
comics.
to ask. We have to ask the question: how was your week?
My week was
I know.
terrible.
I know. I heard about Thursday.
Terrible.
I heard about Thursday in Antioch.
So, you must have went to the comic shop.
Yeah, I guess who
My
I ran
leg-
into.
Big mouth.
Guess who I ran into the amazing Amanda.
Oh, you were there?
Yes.
Oh, you should have at least waved from the damn. We didn't have to social. We could have social distanced.
She came in the shop. She didn't say you were sitting out in the car or anything.
Yeah.
We were in there talking.
So, dude, I drove to work Thursday to get some stuff, and when I got there, on the way there, my battery light came on, and it was terrible. I got there, and the pulley had come off my alternator, dude. And I had to do a lot of calls, a lot of running around. I thought it was going to cost me $300 to get a new alternator. My father-in-law came because, dude, I can fix a computer. I can fix a lot of stuff. I cannot fix a car. But the pulley the pulley fell into the undercarriage. He literally reached under, and it was right there.
Oh, no.
Well,
and
you lucked out right there.
Dude, it didn't fall on the highway.
Yeah, that's why you lucked out.
It wasn't miles away, lost forever to some
good.
dude who's gonna trade it in for scrap. It was so great because he put it right on. I went back and got everything going, and oh man, I even got some work done, so I didn't lose the whole day. But
it was the amazing Amanda came into the shop and she was wearing a mask and we didn't recognize her. And then when she said, "I'm here to pick up my husband Gomer's books," and we're like, "Oh, Amanda!"
Yeah. That's how it is nowadays. Everybody's incognito. I kind of like it. People don't recognize me. Oh no, they do.
They do.
Anyway, I'm also watching High Score.
Instinctive, man.
I'm also watching High Score on Netflix. It's a video game
I haven't watched that yet, but
I've seen the trailers for that, and I just haven't got around to.
It's very good. It's very good. I'm having a great time with it. It's paced very well. They sort of segment things in not only chronological order, but they also sort of segment every episode with a great leap in the industry. Like the first one was the breakthrough of like cartridges, and things like that. And then the second one was like, I don't know. It was all over the place. But like the last one was competitive, how things have gotten competitive. And they wrapped that around the story of how Street Fighter was created. And then how Mortal Kombat came from that. And then from there, they rolled into how
Super Smash Brothers.
Well, no, how video games were targeted by,
Joe Lieberman.
Conservative groups who thought it was destroying our kids. And in the previous one, they talked about Ultima and how the guy who created Ultima was really into Dungeons and Dragons. And they talked about how Dungeons and Dragons sort of had its own similar, conservative anti-movement. It's very good, dude. It's
I distinctly remember watching a video of Joe Lieberman having like screen caps of like Mortal Kombat with like, Scorpion pulling somebody's spine out. And he's like,
whatever.
He's like, how is this? No, that's
stupid.
That's like,
so dumb.
I'm doing like my Al Gore impression, but that's fine.
What have you guys been doing?
How is this?
What have you guys been doing?
Oh, man. My brother came into town. He had a job, so he came into something, hanging out with him. I don't see very much, so it was nice. Other than that, I've been watching a lot of Community, shitty movies as well. Just been watching Alien vs. Predator, the first one. It's terrible.
Nice.
Terrible.
Nice. I love it.
Great, yeah.
I love it.
It's better than the sequel. I'll give it that.
David,
it is definitely better than the sequel.
What are you up to?
Oh, nothing exciting.
Oh, great.
Yeah, actually, this has been a relatively uneventful week for me. So,
Great.
I think my dad and I talked guns, and I helped my dad with the porch a little bit.
Oh God, no more porch. Let's We go live to David at the news desk. David.
That was shit.
He's still muted.
Man, this is such a
muted.
long thing. This is where you should.
I know. Talking. I need to. Dave, you can turn off the mute when I. Play
I know I can turn off the mute, but I figured you didn't have me muted after the graphic.
No, I don't. I guess I can unmute you too. I should just start doing it for everybody. Anyway.
All right.
Let's bust into it because I got to catch up on these images. Damn it.
DC. I'll tell you what. I'll start with the one story I didn't send you images on.
Okay.
All right. Okay. A lot of stuff. Okay. DC's going to dominate our news stories this week for all the right reasons this time around.
Yeah. Before we get into any of the news, because we know we're going to talk about fandom, do we want to talk about our personal experience and how we felt about watching the event as it unfolded? Do we want to talk about that?
Oh well, I didn't actually watch the event as it.
I didn't watch it.
I watched all the trailers.
Oh my God.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, well,
a
that's
lot of it.
cool.
I caught pieces here and there.
The only reason I bring it up is because,
do that.
dude, I was glued to it from the moment it started to the moment it ended.
Yeah, that's
My wife sat there playing her game. And I watched all of it, and it was pre-recorded, so there was no real audience interaction. They did answer audience questions that were sent beforehand. I get it. I understand it. It's a new thing. I think they need to do shit like this all the time, dude.
Well,
and all the conventions need to do shit like this.
The post-COVID world, totally. Yeah.
I mean, not that it needs to change 100%. Once everything is good and we can have conventions again, yes, just get your asses out there.
But for the foreseeable future.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that, John.
Will.
Thanks for coming. We are moving through probably all of fandom. We're going to be talking about.
We're going to move through a lot of it.
Yeah. Why not all of it? There was
nothing
bad.
There was nothing bad, but I didn't follow it all. I didn't like sit down and follow it all. No.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't follow.
So go ahead. What's our
Okay.
our first
big stuff?
The first one we're going to start off with is Milestone Comics is coming back
Yeah.
in February 2021.
We talked about this, I think, last episode, but now we have confirmation. It is
Yeah.
February 2021.
February 2021. The revival starts on September 12th with the second part of Fandom, or as I like to call it, Fandoomy.
Yeah.
With 24 hours access to Milestone Returns issue 0, which is an introduction to Milestone for new readers, as well as nostalgic revisit for those who are already familiar with it.
That's probably going to be a freebie.
That's probably going to be a freebie. Get those people in
or something.
Go ahead, say again, Adam.
I don't know, like a free comic book day issue or something like that, or who knows,
something like that.
But
we got a
awesome
starting.
I love the
we got a
live
digital
aspect.
Only.
I love the live aspect.
We got a digital only Static Shock series coming in February, and then later in 2021,
Pops, if you also want to put
a graphic novel.
Hold on a second, Pops. If you also want to put the name of it in the chat, I'll share it because something searchable on Facebook, or if you have like another website or something, you feel free to drop it in there. I'll share it out. But anyway, we'll learn more about
Static Shock being digital only. You're going to see a lot more digital only books coming from now.
Yeah. What they're calling is digital first.
Or digital
first. And the reason they say that, it's only digital first if there's no second, okay?
Yeah.
Because CromCon 6. Oh, is that like Conan? That sounds dope. So yeah, check that out. And I'll after the show, I'll look at it and see if I can get on there, Pops. We might be able to push it on this page a little bit. I'll look into it. Message the main Facebook page if you want. Remind me. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, they had a big announcement was made at a comics panel, which featured Jim Lee, Dennis Cohen, Mark Bernardin, Reggie Hulden, and Phil Lamar.
Yeah. So Icon and Rocket are coming back. We're gonna get at least one Static Shock book. I think it's 2. I think we're getting an OGN that's digital.
We're getting a graphic novel. In early February we're getting the digital series, and in later 2021 we're getting a graphic novel.
Yeah, and that's going to be more stuff, and we're going to have more releases then, and we'll talk about them on the show to get into other shit that people actually care about.
All right. So
again, send us a message, Pops, and we'll see if we can help promote a little bit. Love comic shit, man. We'll push anything. Or go, Dave. To interrupt me, bro, or I'm just gonna keep talking.
You keep interrupting me.
I like
it's your job to talk over him. You keep
interrupting me.
You're leading. Come on, man.
Well, if that's the way you want to be, that's the way you want to be.
All right, come on, because what's gonna be next? I got to keep up with all these pictures.
All righty. So, shall we go ahead and talk about Gotham Knights?
Sure. You just brought it up.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go ahead and talk about. Apparently, this is going to be the sequel, another in the series to the Rockstar games.
Yeah,
but
it's not by Rockstar, though.
It's not by Rockstar.
By the other studio, by Montreal Studio.
Oh yeah, Montreal. No, I thought it was Rocksteady.
It's Rocksteady. You're right. Yeah, it's Rocksteady.
Rockstar's the people behind GTA.
Yeah, GT Rocksteady.
I'm sorry, Rocksteady.
So I'm just gonna throw up images.
We got Gotham. We got the Gotham Knights. It's the follow up to Arkham Knight. I lose track. There's like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and then this one's Gotham Knights.
Yep.
All right.
And you get to play as the Bat family.
You get to play as the Bat family. So we got Nightwing, we got Batgirl, we got Red Hood, and I'm not sure which Robin that is. Is that Damien? Is that supposed to be Damien?
I don't think it's Damien.
Probably Tim.
I think it's Tim.
They teased Court of Owls.
Court of Owls. They didn't tease Court of Owls. They straight up showed the Titans.
Thanks, Pops.
Court of Owls Court of Owls is a great villain for a video game, so I'm glad they're doing those.
I mean, there's definitely a story that they can tell there.
Yeah.
Well, they work because they have a built-in arm to them. They have a level structure, a built-in structure to them as well.
Yeah. We know that Mr. Freeze is going to be a villain.
Yeah,
we don't know.
I was just pushing that. Yeah.
So, if it follows the Arkham games, Joker is dead. Yeah. So,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Joker's been dead for a while in the series, but Mark Hamill has been killing it.
So, I think my biggest takeaway from this. Sorry, I don't need to keep loading those up. My biggest takeaway from this game is the way that you can play it. Now, you can play it single player, and it's gonna be where other people can play with you. Is that not right? Am I?
I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be.
Maybe that's the other game.
If it's going to be squad based or.
Yeah, I think it's Tim too, John. I think it's.
I'm pretty sure it's Tim.
Yeah,
it was Tim and the others.
They should save Damian for his own game.
Or give him DLC.
Sorry, I'm a Damian Wayne fan. But okay, so what else on this? Nothing.
Nothing else. There's not a whole lot of other stuff other than we know it's coming out next year. I don't know when it's coming out.
Let's move on to the Suicide Squad game.
Move on to the Suicide Squad game. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah, now this is the one where
the trailer was great. Tara Strong was in full force this time.
This is the one where you can play as it's like a squad based 4-character squad based sort of thing, and you can play as any of the characters. Am I right?
Yeah, and it looks like for some reason the Justice League gone crazy and are just about killing people.
Yeah, it looks like Brainiac has invaded Gotham City.
Yeah,
taking control. Apparently, it's taken at least control of Superman that we know of.
Yeah.
There it is.
We have Harley Quinn. We have Deadshot. We have.
Man, you're so
there's Brainiac
King
right
Shark,
there.
and then we have Boomerang, Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they were using facial capture technology on this.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
That's pretty standard.
Captain Boomerang looks like somebody. Looks like a famous actor.
Yeah,
He's probably the voice actor for whoever's doing it.
I don't know
because they probably did a voice for Tara, or they facial capture for Tara Strong on that one.
I don't know. That doesn't look like Tara Strong. That Harley Quinn does not look like Tara Strong. It sounds like Tara Strong.
I don't know.
But if you look at this arm right here with King Shark, he's got the Maori tattoos on him. And apparently I did not get the name of the person that's associated with this, but apparently there's a Maori wrestler that did the motion capture for King Shark. Because if you look at his arms, he's got the tattoos.
Yeah, me too. I have a Captain Boomerang image. Hold on. I'm very excited about this game as well.
This looked awesome, and this is supposed to be.
Cool,
I'm not 100% sure if this is also set in the Arkham, the Gotham.
It
the Arkham
probably
series
is
or not.
Because they heavily teased Suicide Squad, all of those Ark games.
Yeah,
but the Deadshot from the Arkham series is not the same Deadshot.
Well, it could be a different Deadshot. Who gives a shit?
They should have it all be connected, dude.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
All of it. All right, we got so much. If you want.
All right,
I don't have that trailer, by the way. It was too big.
Yeah,
sorry.
There's a lot of trailers. We kind of had to skimp on the trailers a bit. All righty, let's go. Okay, we got the video games out of the way. Let's go.
That was part of the I think that was my favorite thing was the video game shit.
The video games were pretty
And I don't
good.
even
Video
like
games are
video
really
games.
exciting.
I don't even like
Wonder
video
Woman.
I love all those Arkham games. Great.
I like watching other people play video games, as dumb as that sounds, but I can't wait to watch.
That's a
somebody
big
play
thing
those
now,
games.
man.
It is, dude. I can't. It's addictive. I can't help it. I just put it on during the day while I'm at work, and it's all day long. All right, go on.
All right,
Wonder Woman. Bad self.
Wonder Woman 1984 had a new trailer with a full reveal of Cheetah.
It did.
Man, I'm retired of all these shitty looking CGI monsters.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
These people have to fight at the shitty DC movie.
I hate to say it. I don't like this at all.
I don't like this Cheetah.
I will say that I do have.
It looks like a furry.
Overall, of this being a better Wonder Woman movie, even though I like the first Wonder Woman.
I think it's going to be the first Wonder Woman movie
overall.
Pretty good. This one's probably going to be pretty good.
I just don't like that. The CGI just looks wonky on it.
Yeah,
and that's always the problem.
Well, that's been DC's problem more than it has been Marvel's. But I mean,
I don't know. People gripe about Black Panther CGI.
Yeah, but they pulled off Thanos pretty well, and they pulled off Hulk pretty well.
The CGI doesn't bother me at all. I didn't like the Wonder Woman movie. It didn't seem original, and I don't care. But I have no reason to think this one is going to be any different.
This one is with the origin, so they'll be able to tell at least a more interesting story.
Yeah,
they will do.
It seems. I don't know.
There's magic involved, which is why we have Steve.
There's always magic involved. It's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but apparently it's Max Lord has the Wish Stone or a Dream Stone or something like that.
Everybody gets their wishes.
Everybody gets a wish.
She gets to lose the dude twice in 2 movies. All right, go ahead. Next. We're just flying through this shit.
The Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut.
HBO Max, 4 hours long.
Tricks, man. Back to his old tricks with that trailer. Back to Watchmen.
Coming out in 2021.
Snyder Cut.
It's crazy.
Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
All right. I have to admit, I was a bit of a detractor because, all right, the Justice League movie, it wasn't good. It wasn't that good. Okay. I think that's the point. But it's very difficult for a studio to admit that they did something wrong, which is what had to happen.
Sir, our troops.
Which is what had to happen for this to happen. Okay? So once it happened, well, hold on, dude. Once it happened, I was like, oh, okay. So there's been a grassroots, basically, a movement.
For like how many years now?
3.
Since the movie came out.
Yeah, for 3 years. And they won.
Man, I hope it's good. I hope it's better.
Here's the thing about the quality. It doesn't matter. It's a win for the fans.
It is a win for the fans.
And I love that. I love the story. I just love the story.
Well, yeah, it's very nice that finally Zack Snyder gets to tell his vision of the story.
All right, now that right there, that sentence is such a terrible sentence.
Why?
Because we should have had
Zack Snyder's version.
The creators
at the time we couldn't. There was a tragedy, a family tragedy that he had. He couldn't finish the movie.
That's I don't know.
They brought in the guy to sabotage it.
Yeah, they
exactly.
The movie, didn't. I mean,
that's a cop out, dude.
They're in a
I'm
rock
not
and a
giving
hard
them
place.
a pass.
I mean, you shouldn't give them a pass. They're the movie industry. They suck my butt.
Now, is that Iris West?
Yes,
that is
dude, it's going to be Iris. They're bringing in aspects of what we should have gotten in the first Justice League movie to really flesh out these characters a bit more. My biggest beef about Warner Brothers with the DC movies is they didn't take their time. The Marvel, blueprint, they took their time. They followed the Iron Man blueprint on all of these movies, in most cases, delivered a solid movie. At least it was a popular movie. And then there was the big payoff with Endgame, which was just nothing but fan service. What this movie turned into was fan service for people who were not fans. And I think the goal of Justice League was to help flesh out these characters in this newly constructed universe that we were getting. Whether you like that universe or not, that's a different debate. Mm-hmm. But I think this Justice League Snyder Cut is going to be what fleshes out these characters for the rest of what DC does.
But the thing is that DC with the DCU, they tried to catch up to where Marvel MCU was, and they're trying to do that in fewer movies.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's our perception right now because of the failure of Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think Justice League does is it fleshes out the characters in a way that gives the audience the same impact that you're implying the MCU gave us over the course of, 15 movies. Because all those characters were fleshed out by the time we had like 15 of the 23 movies. So if this can do that, and it's not doing it for 8 characters, it's doing it for like 4 fucking characters. Because Batman ain't coming back, but for that Flash movie.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Wonder Woman's fleshed out. Aquaman's fleshed out. We need Cyborg.
And we need Flash.
Flash. We need a little bit more Superman because his status quo changed so much. And we definitely need more Batman. And I think that's what we're going to get here. If it can just flesh out those 4 characters just a little bit more, I think it can deliver the DCU that we were supposed to get with Justice League. Now, is that me putting it up on a pedestal? Is that me buying into the hype a little bit? Of course it is, because the hype is so damn high right now. But it's a brilliant strategy, dude. It's a brilliant strategy to say, all right, the fans are pissed. What can we do? Let's throw them the biggest fucking bone that we can throw them, and we'll just throw it on our streaming service. It doesn't cost us anything. It's a write-off if it fails. And if it works, we can build from there. If not, we still have Shazam. We still have Black Adam. We still have all of these other movies in the pipeline that aren't going to change because of this. But what it could give us is our in to everybody now being on board of the Flash movie that's coming up. And from there, they can break and recreate everything they want at the end of a Flashpoint movie. So I just think that's the overall message that I got from fandom.
So you think Robert Pattinson will show up at the end of that Flash movie? It'll be Ben Affleck in the beginning, and he'll do his like Flashpoint shit.
Do you want to hear my prediction about the Batman?
Robert Pattinson? Yeah.
There will not be a sequel to the Joker movie.
Yeah.
And for the same reasons, there won't be a sequel to the Batman.
It's because they're going to be standalone movies.
It's a standalone thing. And they're not pushing that right now because, they never want to buy their...
Matt Reeves wanting to do a sequel, though. He usually does sequels to his movies.
I know. But what if the sequel isn't that sort of sequel? He could still do a sequel in this universe that is a spiritual sequel to what he's doing. It doesn't have to be following these characters through these movies and seeing them have this grand arc. It can just be a simple, straightforward, poignant arc, just like Joker was. And I'm a fan. I like Joker for exactly what it was. Yes, it's a remake of a classic with superhero paint on it. But if that's what it is, fuck you, it worked. That's what I think I think that's the biggest strength of Warner Brothers in the DCU right now. They're not pigeonholed and fenced in, is probably a better word, by their own shared universe. Right now, Marvel really can't.
That is one of the benefits of failing with their universes. They're not pigeonholed anymore. They don't really have. Well, they don't.
You're putting a negative spin on it by saying that they failed, but. They did fail with one movie. Justice League failed. But I think that's the whole point. They're trying to fix that. And if they do...
I know. And I think their looser continuity has been better route overall.
That's the big one from John.
I have been enjoying all of their movies pretty much lately. Shazam was great. Joker was great.
It's pretty bad when Joker is one of the better DCU movies.
Yeah, John basically reiterating what we said, and again, I'll predict that the Snyder Cut is going to flesh out. Maybe not Aquaman. I don't know if Aquaman needs to be fleshed out all the way.
No, he got some very good service in that movie.
Cyborg definitely will be. Cyborg had a whole storyline that I heard
dropped.
From that movie.
He ended up being like a Deus Ex Machina in a weird way. He was just there to. I don't know. They blew it. All right, next.
All right, we had a Black Adam teaser.
Yeah, I don't have any images on that.
Yeah,
there
we saw
wasn't
his
really nothing
costume.
to it.
It was, yeah. He looked
They
like
did say that the Justice Society is going to show up, and it's going to be
Hawkman,
and Dr. Fate. And,
interesting.
and one other guy.
They had like some teaser images for that, but that basically was like an animated trailer, pretty much. It's the next one I had brought up. Let's see.
Come on, what else we got?
Do we want to just go straight into it, or do we want to just talk about the new Batman mini from John Ridley?
Yeah, we could talk about that. We really don't know anything about it, except that it's the Luke Fox book that he was going to write for 5G.
Yeah.
So we've really talked.
I'm excited for it. The fact that they're still.
I'm going to read it.
Yeah, it seems interesting.
I'm going to read it. All right,
but,
next.
We don't have like any dates on it yet, but we know it's coming.
Yeah, I 100% agree, John, that if they'd have done the solo movies first and built everybody up similarly to the way the MCU did it, they would have had a lot more success. But
they're still in success though.
We crossed that. Sure, and we've crossed that bridge. We can't go back.
We can't get we're getting a redo. We're getting a redo on the Justice League, and that's good enough.
Yeah, I mean that's a win. They're redoing a movie that the studio. You got a movie studio to admit that their movie was dog shit, and they're giving it all to a guy and saying, "Here, please fix this dog shit for us." That may be unprecedented.
I believe so.
That maybe has never happened in the history of movies, dude.
Yeah,
it's just weird. I mean, they've done director's cuts, but I don't think that's the same thing as a 4-hour now streaming event. I don't know.
Right.
Go ahead, David. Next.
Alrighty. So, fire up the trailer.
BVS rule. Hey, BVS has its moments, man. The only bad parts in there was that Martha thing. They didn't make that connection quite right.
Martha.
Dude, and I'll go as far as say I really dig Lex Luthor in that movie, dude. I really do. I dig Lex Luthor in that movie. I'm a crowd of one.
I mean, it was that movie had a lot going on in it. That movie had a lot going on in it. It basically pigeonholed, Batman Returns, Death of Superman, and Trinity into it.
Yeah.
Any plan that involves a jar of piss should not be on TV.
Come on, dude. Grandma's iced tea.
Grandma's iced tea. Yeah.
All right, what's next?
I said fire up that trailer.
I don't have the trailer. It was too big for StreamYard. It didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Well, you do have images.
Yeah, I got an image. Are you talking about the Batman?
I'm talking about the Batman. The only trailer that I was like, let's show that one. Let's talk over that one. Let's Mad Lib that one. And you're like, Mystery Science Theater to that one, and you're like, too big.
Dude, it looks great, man.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks good. It may surpass. Oh, hey, I didn't know this was a Crow movie.
No, come on, man. That's not Crow. The Crow.
No, Matt Reeves, director, his 2 Planet of the movies were really great. So I have high hopes for this one. It looks intense. I have
high hopes too. I'll be honest. I didn't care one way or the other about this movie.
I like Jeffrey Wright. I like Jeffrey Wright. He is such a great actor.
That is a great choice. Yeah, that's a great choice.
But let me finish what I was saying, David. I am now at least intrigued, to see more. This movie's still 1.5 years away, at least. They're not even done.
No, I don't.
I do like a lot of early Matt Reeves stuff because he did like Cloverfield and Let Me In.
Cloverfield was good. Let Me In was good.
Let Me In was good, but Let Me In was like a remake of like a Norwegian film that was pretty good.
Yeah, the original was better, but still the Let Me In was still pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, is that it? We're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done with most of the fandom stuff, I guess.
So they had the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, they did have this. Well, they didn't have like a trailer for it. But they showed like footage of it.
It was lame, dude.
But
yeah,
if you would, please put up a couple of the images.
All right, here's Bloodsport, played by
Idris Elba. So we lose Will Smith, but we get a better actor in the long run.
Bloodsport is a better Deadshot anyway. Deadshot's kind of, I don't know,
lame.
Why don't you screen share the trailer? I don't care. Just to piss David off. Harley.
Now, comic accurate Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
People are going apeshit for this.
What else do you want here, man? You're driving me crazy with all these images. I should have had them ready.
All right.
Polka Dot Man.
Guess who that is?
Yeah, David.
That's the writer behind Count Crawley.
Yeah. He was also in Ant-Man.
He was also in The Dark Knight.
Exactly. Yeah, he was the guy. Sean Gunn, obviously.
Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, also the motion capture actor for Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he gets to do Rocket Raccoon Light in this movie.
Yeah, and Michael Rooker,
Yondu. You cannot have a James Gunn movie without Sean Gunn and Michael Rooker.
It seems that way.
I can name 4 movies off the top of my head Michael Rooker's been in that Sean Gunn has directed.
There's the big poster.
There's the big one. They're the
half of these folks gonna die. I can't.
Yeah, half of these folks are gonna die, but the thinker is Peter Capaldi, like one of the more recent Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
Peacemaker is John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean,
he'll probably die.
He'll probably die.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all of them die.
Suicide Squad's not just a clever name.
I'm excited to see all of them die.
Now, when I was looking up images for Suicide Squad, they actually had the suicide hotline, the suicide help hotline. It was kind of like, what?
All right, what's
I don't know if it's going to be better. I'm kind of excited for this because James Gunn is going to put out a good movie. It's going to be just.
I'm not as excited for that until I get an actual trailer. Everything else had a trailer. Yeah, everything else had a trailer.
I'm excited for it without seeing a trailer.
Nah, I mean, these movies are middle of the road for me anyway, man.
All right, so non-DC news. Olivia Wilde has been picked to direct a Marvel movie, and it's speculation at Sony. It's a untitled female-centered movie, and people are speculating that it's going to be Spider-Woman.
I'm down with that.
And people are fan casting Daisy Ridley as Jessica.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, sure.
Why not? Sounds pretty good.
Next.
Marvel announces an Alien omnibus.
Yeah, it's just reprints of Dark Horse.
It's reprints of Dark Horse stuff, but they had
it's gonna be edited to it, isn't it? They're gonna
the first series.
They'll probably have to edit it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But that's a volume 1. It's gonna collect stuff from basically 89 or 88 to about 2000 or not 2000, 1992.
I think they have 3 of these planned.
Yeah, this is because we got Earth, we got Aliens, we got the miniseries Aliens Earth War, Aliens Genocide, which was awesome, Hive, Tribes, Aliens Nuketown, Alien 3, Alien Space Marines, and a bunch of stuff from Dark Horse Presents.
Next. Next.
Fortnite teases new event for season 2, chapter 4, or chapter 4, season 4.
Fortnite.
And they actually, this is kind of compelling. They have
they're teasing a Galactus.
Yeah, they have a Thor comic in there, which I'm going to talk about that later.
But what they're showing,
they have the Mask omnibus, I think, at Dark Horse that just came out earlier this year or maybe last year. But they had a limited run of a series of the Mask recently, and I think they sort of re-released it in conjunction.
We don't know exactly what the big event to end the current season is, but we know the current season in Fortnite is coming to a close.
Yeah,
but the thing is, they've been alternating between not Dark Horse. Why am I saying Dark Horse? The DC and Marvel characters, because last season we got Deadpool as an unlockable character. This season we got Aquaman, and it was the Jason Momoa Aquaman. And we had Captain America arrive, and just a week or so ago, DC a whole bunch of Batman-related DC bundles come out. We had a Catwoman, We had the return of the Harley Quinn.
I don't think that has anything to do with what's going on with the comic that's in there currently.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with
There's not
the
going to be like an amalgam event in Fortnite.
Not an amalgam event, but we don't know how the current season is going to end, because usually when they end the seasons is a big event. It was like, the black hole, and then they had the large flood, or one was a large flood.
You're killing Adam with this shit.
Oh well.
You totally are, man.
So maybe Galactus shows up.
I don't really play video games. I do watch them though. We did have Leroy.
I have played the beta.
I played it a little bit.
Would you stop interrupting?
No, I was interrupting you, dude.
Leroy has played the beta on this Facebook channel, so check back. He does that usually Fridays or Saturday nights.
He did it quite a bit last night.
Did you play the beta for that, David?
I have played the beta.
How is it?
Graphically, it's beautiful. It's button masher, although.
It's definitely button masher.
I don't like button mashers.
A little too samey to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, they all have different powers and stuff, but they still.
It seems like it's the same.
Yeah, it's still kind of easy. They still all kind of work the same.
That sucks.
Oh.
I predicted that game was not going to be great.
That had a lot of connection errors too, but that could just be on my end.
Oh, that's probably your end, bro. I could tell right now you having connection error. All right, Dave, what else? Anything else?
Oh, we got lots of other stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're gonna have to pick one or two, and we're gonna have to
Okay, I've got two lined up right here right now. All right, so there is a fan petition right now to stop the reboot of the Ren and Stimpy show.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yes, because they do not want to. Basically, the petition was started to prevent the Ren and Stimpy show from being rebooted, because fans do not want to have anything that John Kay can be associated with, because the creator of the series turned out to be very abusive towards people and was grooming some girls, apparently.
All right, so
they want to stop the reboot, so there's no association with him.
And
I
can see
they have
because he's not really involved.
He's not really involved, but people are afraid that he might get a creator credit on the show.
Well, of course he would, because he created
He did, but he might parlay that credit back into influencing people again.
Well,
that's the gist of the argument that they're presenting.
That's kind of like shooting your self in the foot, I think.
So let's see. We have, and right now the petition.
No comment. David's just letting you know.
The petition is for 10,000, and they've got 9,500 plus.
Oh, so they're close.
They're close.
It doesn't really bother me one way or the other.
It doesn't bother me one way or the other either. I'm not going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, me neither. The old Ren and Stimpy's fun, though.
Can we review comics now?
Yeah, I want to get into comics.
Well, there's one more thing that we did. We have to, because it was in the summary.
Oh, okay.
We had a couple of Kickstarters come out this week, and the one that we want to talk about is the one from David Pepos, which is Oz, the Occupied Zone.
Now, this is sort of like a dystopian Wizard of Oz. He's already hit his...
The Hurt Locker meets the Wizard of Oz, basically.
He's already hit his target. He's way into stretch goals with already, I think, 2 or 3 stretches reached, too. He's really killing it. The art, we had a quick preview. I'll throw up a few pages. Looks wonderful.
It looks cool.
He has hit the goal was $6,000, and he has hit 27,000, almost 28,000.
Yeah. I mean, look at that damn monkey.
And
it looks dope.
It's still got 23 days to go. So if you want to get in on this, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and this is
it's low. Some of these pledges here are like the most expensive pledge I can find right now is like $100 or better.
What gets me the book? What gets me the book?
What gets you the book?
What's the lowest pledge I can go into? Just get a digital copy.
A digital copy is $10.
See, I don't like that.
And there's another one. Let's see.
I don't like that.
You get a PDF. Yeah, there's one that you don't get for $5. For $5, there's a pledge that just says you join the resistance, and for $10, you get the digital copy.
Yeah, he's gonna actually be on the Creators Corner. Is it Creators Corner, William? There's so many damn shows with the creator in the name. Anyway, it's on this Facebook channel. Check it out. Big Willie he interviewing all kinds of folks, but he got David P. Post on the show.
Hey, David.
But yeah, it already reached its goal, right? So it's getting made.
Yeah. Hey, William.
So that's
get him to do a Kermit the Frog impression.
Yeah, but again, if I could just talk back to the Kickstarter phenomenon again, $10. It's hard to justify $10 for a comic book. It is.
It is.
It's hard. It's hard.
Especially a digital comic.
Yeah, it's just a digital copy.
Creators Outlet. Sorry, Creators Outlet with an exclamation. You should have put 2 or 3 exclamations on there. But yeah, that's right here on this channel, on this Facebook page. Check them out. He's so good. I like listening to him. His subtle ear or voice in my ear. It's like
John Stephen Way. I have heard of Has Been Hotel. It is a remarkable feat of indie work.
Exactly. I got it now. Creators Outlet. All right, that's it.
Yeah, that's it for the news. I mean, I've got other stuff we can talk about. I sent you some images and some few things, but you know.
Shut it. No, that's not the videos. Sorry. I get confused, y'all. We are going to talk about our favorite comics of. I'm going to go first this week. To hell with you guys. But no, we're not going to do that yet. It's actually we're not doing top 3 yet.
What?
We're doing. And just talking about G.I. Joe and Transformers this week. Holy crap, there was some good shit.
A lot of G.I. Joe.
Go, Adam. Hey, you pace yourself, but let's not take too long.
All right. I think first we should talk about Transformers Secrets and Lies. Transformers number 84 number 2.
Yes.
You know, the story, don't really like it, really, honestly.
Me neither.
The whole punch counter punch framing of it, I think, sucks. Plus, it's just a whole bunch of jargon, honestly. But like Guido, fantastic.
It's
definitely
so
worth
good.
picking up that. So
it's
good.
worth it just for that art, dude.
All right, let's move on. You should talk about Transformers versus Terminator.
RC is a Monte Carlo because they're in the 80s. Oh, it's so dope. Probably the best of the TF stuff this week. Just some fun character interactions. Some, I would say, quintessential, typical, traditional Transformers action. Decepticons being Decepticons. Autobots being Autobots. No skewing of the, is this guy good? Is this guy just straightforward? A breath of fresh air, actually.
Definitely.
Mixed in with some fun Terminator stuff. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Next, G.I. Joe number 7. I think one of the best things about this new G.I. Joe run is that it's very human in the stories that it tells.
Yep.
It's very much concentrating on the characters, not necessarily the conflict. It's focusing on how the conflict is forming the characters. You know, how they're coming from their past and getting to becoming G.I. Joe. This issue focused very heavily on Scarlet. Focused on her problems with PTSD. Yeah, I thought it was good. It was a well-drawn issue. Not a lot of action.
Yeah. No, it didn't have to. It told a more important story.
I agree with you.
Very, very well done. Yeah. Loved it.
And I love the art. It's fantastic. I love that.
I'm sorry that I missed out on this.
Yeah, you should check out G.I. Joe number 7. It was very, very well done. TF number 22, last but least.
This was actually a good issue, man.
It had some very good highlights, some cool action panels.
So this should have been so I figured it out. This guy is like taking twice as long as it takes to tell a story. This should have been like issue 12.
Dude, this is still way too slow.
It is way too slow, but this issue actually had a lot of stuff happen in it.
It did, and it was important stuff. There were at least 4 or 5 good highlights, but it's still and the art was good.
Scenes.
The art was good. Oh, great action, great action. But still, it doesn't make up for everything that's been so slow so far.
It doesn't make up the whole rest of the series. This entire new iteration of Transformers has definitely been sort of a stinker. But this issue I thought was pretty solid. It moved the plot along of the story. It killed off what's his name? Killed off Quake with Bumblebee. So that moved that plot line along a lot. Finally, they were rid of Rubble's killer.
It's so
like 12
slow.
issues later.
I know.
So slow.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's our moment of destruction. No Exoswords promo this week. We will get into that.
No Ten of Swords.
10 of Swords. That's our top 3, as previously teased by accident. And I'll go first. This week.
Go for it.
Honorable mentions: Wolverine number 4, Ben Percy and Victor Bogdanovich. I really like it when Wolverine hates himself, and they're capturing.
He's the best at what he does.
They're capturing this very well. Hey, thanks for stopping by, John. Please come back, dude. Come back and see us. Tell everybody we appreciate you stopping by. But everything he gets close to, everything he loves dies, and he's not letting himself love Krakoa and the new society, the new status quo.
I'm with you. I'm gonna talk about this book later, so I won't talk about it now.
Cool. Decorum number 4, Jonathan Hickman, Mike Huddleston. Again, this is a tour de force of comic booking. Okay, I'm still really enjoying it. Just a wonderful book. But my number 3 book of the week is Empire X-Men.
What?
Number 4.
An Empire book.
Jonathan Hickman, Jorge Molina. This is a throwaway sort of story tie into the terrible Empire event.
Sometimes those are the best ones.
But Hickman is still able to make it fun. Horticulture is there, the Golden Girls who are into plants. They're having fun interacting with the mutants. It's great. But Explodey Boy is a newly introduced mutant. And I guess he's been around forever, and we just never met him before. It's a cool name. He just explodes. That's his power, and he can come back together. Nitro.
I got that.
Like Nitro.
So
Nitro is an actual mutant that
he's a cooler version of Jubilee.
Yeah, he was responsible for the Civil War back in the day. But anyway, the whole gist of this story is there's plant people, and they were using the island nation of Genosha, which is now a graveyard for mutants, as a platform to attack Wakanda. But before that happened, Scarlet Witch, feeling bad for her part in all the shit she's done to mutants over the years. She's not even a mutant anymore.
The Pretender.
She resurrected all of the dead mutants on Genosha, but they turned into zombies. So what you had space plants versus mutant zombies. Plants versus zombies.
Yeah.
So Explodey Boy, the actual real Explodey Boy, who was resurrected because of the new status quo with the X-Men and Krakoa and all that, he has this very touching, poignant, conversation with his zombie counterpart. And it's so good, dude. It's Hickman just making this totally absurd thing into just gold. And I loved every second of it, man. I loved every second of it. So, yeah. Empire X-Men number 4 is my third top 3, my number 3 pick this week. Who else? Who's next? David, you go next.
Okay, right. David, go next.
Yeah, David, go.
I'm going to go with Shadow Service number 1.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of this book.
It's a new book from Vault. It's kind of like Jessica Jones meets like the X-Files. It's like,
oh wow.
She's a private detective, but she's tracking down and investigating the Fae creatures and supernatural creatures. When we talked about this during the previous week, you made a comment about her having a nail gun, and it explains why, or shows why she uses the nail gun, because it's an iron nail, and she is able to trap one of these Fae creatures or one of these supernatural creatures with it. But she works for another guy who pays her to do this work, and he's like, well, I don't have anything for you right now, and she ends up seeing somebody at a club that keeps reappearing throughout the book, and so she kind of follows him. And it turns out that he basically set a trap for her, and now apparently the Shadow Service is going to recruit her, but we don't know. I don't know if that's the case yet, but apparently they captured her. She's inside some kind of vial full of nails, like an Iron Maiden.
What?
Yes.
Run,
Run to the hills.
Pretty metal book. Okay.
But the art is good.
Right.
The art is good.
Who are the creators? Do you have the creators in front of you?
I have the book in front of me.
You said it was Vault Comics.
Vault Comics. We have Calvin Scott is the writer.
Oh, okay.
Cornell Howell is the artist. Trinona Farrell is the colorist, and World Design is the letterers.
And World.
Cool. But yeah, it's
good pick. I have to see
kind of nicely paced. It's kind of getting it kind of espouses on why the girl is the way she is. She like basically fused her abusive father to the wall, and her mother abandoned her.
Oh, that's awesome.
She had like power. She had like she's a witch essentially, and she knows how to use her powers, and she uses her powers to essentially track down these fey creatures and make money.
Adam.
Alrighty. I went with Batman for 97. I've just kind of given in with this series. This series is dumb as fuck. But dumb. You know what?
Clown Hunter was dope.
This is not kind of my top 3 picks, and I'm turning around on Clown Hunter.
I've turned around on Clown Hunter.
Clown Hunter is great.
Well, I don't know. Clown Hunter, they don't a lot of Clown Hunter, which is I think is great. They're not exposing him.
Yeah.
And he keeps doing badass shit. I think his character design is still stupid.
It is.
He literally short circuits a Batmobile with Joker clowns
but
in
he's doing some pretty cool shit. And then the artwork is fantastic.
Artwork's always fantastic.
Artwork is great.
Batman fighting the Joker zombies was dumb as shit, but it was fun.
How beautiful is Harley's cave? How beautiful is Harley's cave?
Harley's cave is amazing looking.
It was gorgeously rendered in this issue, dude. But back to Clown Hunter, dude. He's standing on top of some clown guys, while they're in their car, and he's like, "I'll get you with my anti-clown toxin," and it's gasoline. He just pours gas.
Dude, that is not a regular car. That is a Batmobile.
Oh yeah, yeah. This kid so good.
Short-circuited a Batmobile, and the Joker, that whole part where the Joker and Punchline are talking, and she's telling him that there's this kid out there that's killing clowns. It's not part of the Bat family. He's killing clowns. Yeah. And the Joker's like, oh, this is great. It escalates. They have their own code. And she's like, what do you want us to do with him? Oh, he's like, send out some of our big hitters and crucify the guy so everybody knows not to mess with us.
I hated the end. With the Alfred thing.
Yeah, that was kind of
the end was they keep doing too many psychedelic stuff. Arc.
Yes, they do way too many like Batman dreaming stuff. Come on.
Yeah, but you have to admit when Batman decided that he couldn't trust his eyes and he blindfolds himself to fight his way out of those Joker
was
zombies.
Dumb
that
fun.
Was pretty good.
It was down.
That was dumb, but that was fun.
Dumb fun. But I'm still not on board on this Joker war. I'm not.
I hear you.
Me, number 2.
Yeah, go for it.
Talk about a dumb pick. Thor number 6.
Man, I dropped this after the first issue. I didn't like Cosmic Thor.
I did not pick up this issue.
I dropped Thor. I fell off after the first couple of issues. This one had a lot of buzz coming out of it. So I wanted to read it, and it did not disappoint. Spoilers, Thor kills Galactus, takes his power.
Oh, shit.
In a wonderfully paced story with brilliant artwork and a cliffhanger page that you just have to see. Here it comes. What the hell?
What? He's got Marvel Zombies with him, and he's got Mjolnir's got the Infinity Gems. What is this other gauntlet?
What's that other gauntlet? I'm sure this has to do with the Black Knight, the Dark Day, whatever the hell is going on in the overarching story. But Silver Surfer shows up in this to talk to old Thor later. Oh, dude, this is a really concise, tight-packed story where every panel had awesome going on in it. And
I need to pick this book up.
It was really good.
I might have to catch back up on it.
And it was just because everybody was buzzing about it. Everyone was like, oh, shit, what is going on in this book? So I had to pick it up, and it did not disappoint. That is my number 2. Thor, number 6. David, number 2. Take a number 2. Take a number 2, David.
Number 2. My number 2 pick is Die, 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 number 12.
Oh, dude. This book was full of so much weird, dude.
This book was full of so much of this weirdness, but it wrapped all of it up. It
was
wrapped
baseless,
all of it up.
Okay, it was
in a nice bow.
It was the most depraved shit going on in this book.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Basically, to get rid of the ninjas, she kills the brother, and the ninja's like, "You proved yourself worthy," and they go away. And then they get the little guy who's at the mercy of the Russian guy.
Dude, this politician. Hold on, David, because this has got to be explained. There's this crooked politician who gets in over his head, and eventually he's with a Russian.
Yes.
And this Russian is like, no. I live here, you live there. And he points to this tiny ass cage.
Dog cage.
And he's like, you'll be shitting in that little pot too. He's like, you're going to forget what comfort feels like. And he's like, I'll feed you every once in a while, but sometimes you'll be eating your own shit.
Oh,
and then he says, that's what gets me the hardest. It's such a depraved thing going on in this book,
gosh,
dude.
It's
so good.
That's crazy.
It's Kirkman. It's Kirkman.
That sounds like
when the Russian girl turns around and shoots her. It's like Germans make you weak.
Dude, it was a lot going on.
Man,
but you're not wrong. You're not wrong, David. It did sew up several ongoing threads really well. It's so funny. The reason it's called Die, 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 I think, is because basically there's these triplets who are like trained assassins, and it keeps going back and forth with them. They're identical triplets, but they keep taking each other's lives. They keep replacing each other in these weird, unique, crazy ways. And the whole book is just nuts, off the wall. It says something about politics and society. It's a good book, dude.
Yes,
I could put it on the list every week it comes out.
Yes, I like the part where Nate was talking to the Russian general, and he's basically like, things are going. We're going to let things go, and he's like, just look out your window, and there's like 4 different color smoke plumes, and he explains what each plume is, and he's like, those could have easily been bombs. And the Russian's like, you found my son, because one of the plumes was the general's son is a drug addict, and he's like, you found my son. He's like, okay, we're good. Yeah. Just give me the address to my son, and everything will be forgiven. And the one triplet that got his nose cut off got his brother's nose. So odd,
dude. He killed his brother, and he cut off his brother's nose and reattached. Get rid of the ninjas. It's nuts, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
Adam.
This book was just crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts, dude. Adam, number 2. It was depraved though, so I didn't put it on.
I loved it.
My number 2. I mean, you've been brought out this book so much, so I picked up Wolverine number 4, and you're right, dude. Benjamin Percy, he's writing the perfect Wolverine book now. This was like a classic Wolverine issue.
It really
Wolverine goes too far because he's feeling depressed and hates his life because he won't allow himself to love anything because everything he loves just goes away in tragedy at the end. And his past catches up to him like it always does. And there's just a lot of tragedy, but there's a lot of great action in this issue as well.
How lame is
the art was fantastic.
How lame is Omega Red hanging out with Dracula? How lame is that?
That is so lame, though.
So
you
dumb.
are correct.
It's the only bad spot.
Hey, Elisa was actually in this issue.
Exactly, and it's not like Avengers where they talk about him for 3 issues, then forget about him for another dozen.
Right.
So it's so, like you said, it's doing everything right with Wolverine, especially in the new status quo. And great issue. And Omega Red's finally back with a vengeance. And there was some comedy at the beginning where he's shitting all over the council. That was fun. Yeah, dude, just an overall great book. Yeah. Big Willie, Percy's hot right now. You need to get him on the show.
Percy's super hot right now. He is he's one of those guys. He's not a big name right now, but he will be in a year or two.
I think, I think I said it before on the show. If there would have been conventions this year, he would have had a whole lot more exposure.
Yes,
and I think he might.
That's all he's missing is that exposure.
Yep. Because he's on some damn good books.
Get him to the top, that top tier, that push to the top tier.
All right, it's me, right? Number 1 for
number
the week.
Number
1, Cable. Number 3. Again, I didn't do the X of Swords, portion because these really weren't tie-ins or past 2. X of Swords. Neither was the Excalibur book, even though all of these books did have swords in them, except Wolverine, I think, which is weird.
Yeah, Wolverine didn't have swords. Well,
anyway,
Wolverine doesn't need swords.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has one though, which
he has fist knife.
Gary Duggan, Phil Noto, a perfect comic book issue for me. Space Knights want the sword of the Light of Galador, or whatever the hell it's called, the sword, so that they can recreate their planet that was destroyed. Young Cable says, you don't need the sword back. You need a time machine that can help you before your planet blows up. And I know where one of those are. So I'll give you that time machine. I'll keep the sword. They're like, okay, cool. So they go back to old Cable's dead body to dig him up to get the time machine. But it's already gone. They trace it back to who else? Deadpool, who's the king of the monsters on Staten Island, which is Monster Island now.
Yeah.
Deadpool took Cable's body because old Cable wrote him a note and said, if anything happens to me, I want you to take my body because younger me is going to take it and try to fuck shit up. And it was just
That's
perfect.
true, though.
It is, and that's exactly
this might help tie in the reason why Deadpool.
Gosh, I need to pick up this Cable book too, man.
The X-Men might actually fight. This could be a reason.
Phil Noto and Space Knights.
It was such a good book. Deadpool has Cable's body built into a pool table. It looks like a clear top, and he's like racking up the
acrylic.
Yeah, like acrylic, and he's racking them up. He's like, all right, you can break, talking to the young Cable. There's like 2 notes in here. You know how in all the books they have just like a page of text, all the X-Men books, like the infographic?
Yeah.
They have one of those, which is Cable's note to Deadpool saying, hey, if anything happens, hit me back. But there's also the return note from Deadpool. And it's written up like a Civil War letter to his loved ones. And it's just it's so good. It's so funny. And the Order of X is established as the bad guys who kidnapped the baby that started the whole story. So while they're going a slow burn, things are happening while they're burning slow to the overall story. Dude, this had it all for me. Just great. I loved it so much. Perfect comic book. Yeah, just so great. And I'm a huge fan of that Cable Deadpool run from back in the day. I have all of those issues.
That was
so
they're good buddies.
Yeah. Hopefully we have not seen the end of Deadpool. Dude, you'd be surprised. Phil Noto draws a hell of a Deadpool.
I bet he does.
Phil Noto draws a hell of anybody.
He does, but you know, Phil Noto does a whole lot with very little lines. You know, he's not a Jim Lee style where there's a lot
very
of lines.
Clean.
He's very clean. So when there's an emotion on a face, he paints it, you know, in a way where it's clean. Like you said, it's very limited. There's not a lot of lines. Deadpool doesn't have no lines, but you can still just these little subtle things that Noto does with the turn of his head or the way he's holding his body just says so much that I'd really like to see him do more Deadpool. Man, so good. Anyway, who's next?
I'm
David.
definitely going to have to pick this up.
Number 1 book, David.
Okay, Hotel Hell or Hotel L. I don't care anymore.
It's Hotel. It's just Hotel.
Hotel.
This is the last one, isn't it?
This is issue 404. It kind of takes all these other stories that have been for issues 1 through 3 and kind of helps wrap them up. But it's also got a story in here too that's a bit like The Exorcist.
Oh wow!
Yes, there's a father who believes his son is possessed, so they take him to this hotel, and a priest is trying to perform an exorcism on him. And in a quiet moment, the boy and the priest are having a discussion, and the boy starts talking about things that the priest has done that the priest hasn't told anybody about.
Oh, awesome!
And because up until that point, the boy is like, my father's sick. He just, he has that thing where he's a parent that wants to have his children sick so he can get attention. So what did he do? He says that I'm possessed by a demon. He says, and when you don't produce the head spinning and the green puke, what's my father going to do to you? And then the kid, they're talking while the father's like out or asleep or something like that. Yeah. And then the boy mentions something about, he said something about one of the dioceses that the priest is from. And the priest is like, wait a second, I've never told anybody that. And then all of a sudden, the kid like turns into a demon.
Oh man!
And it's like, it was foolish of you.
So has this been like an anthology, or
it's kind of an anthology because this is the reason why we have the clown on the front of the cover is kind of explained in this book.
Where does the hotel come into it?
The hotel is a supernatural magnet, because when the boy turns into a demon, he says it was foolish of you to bring me here, because we're not in a church, but wherever this place is, this place gives me power.
Oh, so the priest and the boy are at the hotel.
The priest and the boy are at the hotel.
See, all stories just happen at the hotel, basically.
Yes, all these stories happen at this hotel because
that's pretty cool.
But there's a picture in the lobby of the hotel with this clown on it, and what happens happens is the clown comes to life, and it's a demon, and he goes to the room, and this clown demon shows up, and basically sucks the demon out of the child. And then proceeds to go and suck like the demon energy out of other things at this hotel. So all these people that have come to this hotel, they have something wrong with them to begin with, something supernaturally wrong with. And this demon, this clown demon, is essentially feeding off of all of that.
That's cool.
Yes, and they kind of wrap it up with like the lady who, in the first issue, I believe it was, where her husband killed her, but she come back to life.
Oh, so it all connects, kind of.
And there's people in the walls and all that, and the hotel guy, the guy that takes care of the hotel, the caretaker, is basically explaining like, yes, we have people coming here, we have new arrivals, we have people leave, and we have people that just decide to stay. And you know,
Hotel California.
It's basically a horror version of Hotel California.
I'm not sure if they're doing a second volume of this, but
I haven't seen anything. But
I know this is collected very soon.
Yeah, but this has been really good, and I think it'll read really well in trade. Nice. There's like a overarching theme that finally pays off in this issue.
Very nice. Good choice. I need to catch up on all those AWA books, man.
Oh man, if it wasn't for Die Die Die, I would have picked Archangel 8.
Oh, cool. See, I need to
in my top would have been in my top 3, but it was great, and it had a payoff in it that was fine. And there's still one more issue of this. So
there you go. You can talk about that next time.
Yes, when it comes out. But
we're going to normal number 1 book of the week.
All right, my number 1 book of the week was Low number 24 from Image Comics, written by Rick Remender, with art from Greg Ticini. This has been a great book. It's nearing its end. It's doing a typical Remender thing where everything's getting super dire. They are in this issue, they finally raised their dome city out of the ocean. It's now up on the surface where the sun is hitting it, because the sun is, this is in the future, the sun's super hot on the earth. But once they get up to the top, they get attacked by the Burnt Legion, which is all the survivors who lived up on the top. Basically, all the plot points are all converging right here, and all the fantastic. It's easy looking. Some characters have. It's very satisfying. A lot of the characters have some nice character moments, and plus there's a lot of just very nice mech action. You get to watch a lot of things blow up. A lot of robots.
Cool. That's cool.
So
it's nice getting to the end of a long series and having a satisfying ending.
Yeah, and definitely this is ending in, I think, 2 or 3 ish.
Yeah, I think it's 26. I think
26. I think 26 is
26. Yeah. Nice, man. That was a marathon. I feel like Batman.
Or Justice League, the Flower Justice League.
I feel like Batman. Ouch.
Ow.
Ouch. Hey, ow. Ow. Leave me alone.
I know how I got those scars.
I know how I got those scars. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks everybody for hanging out and kicking it with us. If you like this show, check out all the other stuff we do right here on the Outright Geekery Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search for that if you're listening on Periscope or YouTube. If you're listening on Facebook, go over there, and like us on YouTube. We're still trying to get monetized over there. We need a lot of people to hang out. But again, I can bring up our Patreon. We would love for you to go there and give us $1. That's all we want is $1.
Just a tip.
Yep, just a tip. Just to help keep us going. If we could just pay for the StreamYard every month, I'd be satisfied. You know what I mean? But we need to really do something over there at Patreon. I know we keep saying that we're going to do something, but
shout outs
never do. Yeah, we need to start doing shout outs and shit. We need to build that up. But yeah, check out all the other shows we have streaming here. Leroy is streaming games all the time, especially on the weekends. He's also doing the Comic Book Bullies show, usually like really late Sunday night into Monday mornings. He does that with Eli. Eli's going to be streaming over here soon. I know he is. He's got to get the shit together. Big Willie, who was in the chat earlier, he's got Creators Outlet going on, as well as his 5-minute reviews of comics and stuff like that. He's got David P. posts again at the end of the month.
Yeah, Big Willie, get him to do the Kermit impression.
Yeah, get him to do the Kermit impression. But yeah, we got other stuff coming in here. We got the preview show tomorrow. Come check us out tomorrow night, same time. We're going to be talking about all the comics coming out this week.
Love the preview show.
Yeah, love doing the preview show. But we're also got the once a month, maybe once every 6 weeks, top 5, where we just pick a topic, have a round table of nerds talking about their favorite shit in that topic. So,
and the topic for September will be graphic
novels. Top 5 graphic novels, but it's really just anything that's been collected into a trade.
Pretty much.
That's very open.
Man, mine's gonna be weird, dude. I think the way, and I'll tease it a little bit.
More eclectic.
I think, mine's very eclectic. I think I'm just gonna pick like characters, except for my number 1 pick. My number 1 pick's easy, but like
your
pick
number
a
1
Batman
pick's gonna
book.
be Watchmen.
Of course, pick a Batman book, pick a Spider-Man book, pick an X-Men book, and then honestly, maybe a Transformers book.
That I
kind of think
might be on one of my lists too.
Yeah. I kind of think that I'm probably not going to go with like characters from the main 2.
Ooh, this guy's going. That's very good, and I think that's the way we should. Honestly, I think that's the way we should frame the show. Because if we all say, "Hey, this is why I picked my top 5," and then have that theme in our descriptions of why we did it, our explanations, I think it's going to make for a more compelling, sort of engaging experience.
Yeah, I mean, Watchmen is a given, but I don't know where I'm going to put it on the list.
Mine's number 1, dude. It's easy for me.
I mean, yeah, it probably will end up being my number 1.
Watchmen is literally sitting right over here. I take it with me everywhere.
But like, The Dark Knight Returns, that can go in there too.
I don't know. I'd want to put a Batman on there. Long Halloween, I think, is the best pound for pound.
I think Long Halloween is better than Returns. I'll have to go back and look.
Maybe Hush, even, dude. Maybe Hush. Hush has a lot of problems.
Hush is like a remake of the Long Halloween, though, in a lot of ways.
It really is.
It follows the same structure. Jeff Loeb has one story structure, and a lot is
Big Willie. We may take you up on that, Big Willie, if you want to join us for that show. We don't have a schedule yet,
and we don't have like a set cast, so we can have people come in.
That's guests come in. That's another good thing about the top 5 show, because if we want to. We can do top 5 Star Trek episodes.
And we can get Jules in for that.
And we can exactly. We can have a revolving sort of thing. So, yeah, stay tuned to the Outright Geekery Facebook page and our YouTube channel and, of course, our Periscope for more on that as we get to it. But we're going to wrap. Most of all, I want to thank you 2 jokers for hanging out with this joker while we talked about all that.
Hey, 3 jokers.
Hey, 3 jokers. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. For sure.
No.
Yes.
And we are going to do it all again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Later, guys.
We can still talk during the outro.
Why not?
Why not?
Why mute it for some reason?
I can mute you back if I want.
I don't